Hello. Okay, hold on. We're missing. You don't have audio for the video. Hold on, let me add this for you really fast. No. Yes. There we go. I'm gonna turn this up a little
Christina's
bit.
looking too.
We're literally going to
Is
space
your Artemis 2 crew
in 44
inside
minutes,
the
9
Orion
seconds.
spacecraft.
We're going
And this
to
is
orbit the
actually
moon.
the seventh time NASA astronauts
And
will
I've been
launch
talking a
on
lot
a new
about
NASA
lately how much
spacecraft
I love
designed for
space.
crew. And if you're wondering about the first
So I wanted
crew
to
test
I wanted to
flights, here they
experience
are.
this with you. So we're here. I have to close all of my other windows. Hold on. I'm gonna make a new one. Okay,
Gemini
great.
3, Gus Grissom, John Young, March 23, 1965.
I'm live on Twitch and YouTube. I haven't done that in a while, but I was like, we gotta do it.
Sherrod,
We
Don
gotta
Isley,
do it.
Walt
We
Cunningham,
have to see.
October 11th,
Let me do
1968.
this.
Space Transportation System, or STS-1,
So
John Young, Robert
this
Crippen,
is the last
April 12th,
time I think we went to orbit the moon was 1981.
Then NASA's SpaceX Demo 2, Doug Hurley, Bob Behnken, May 30th, 2020, followed by NASA's
This is so cool.
Boeing crew flight test.
Wow.
Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams, June 5th, 2024. And now,
Wow, she did it. They're in space.
Artemis 2 with Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy. It is really
very cool, very cool, very cool.
Surprising, honestly, to hear that through all these decades, through all these launches we've had, this is only our 7th new vehicle that we're testing for crew.
Yeah, you know, we have so many different missions that we think about and we talk about, but really 7 vehicles that we've tested and that we're flying. You know, I like to think of spaceflight really as a permanent test, right? We have, you know, hundreds of missions or so. You know, an airplane that gets tested and then flown has thousands of data points. And so really spaceflight is always going to be in the test field. And I think it's important to remember that, especially as we put humans on rockets that we never have before, or for the 7th time we start a new vehicle.
Can you tell me, can you hear them? Is it loud enough for you?
Just getting word now that White Room closeouts are complete. And so the closeout crew is preparing to leave.
Because I can turn it up. It looks like they're about as loud as I am. So I'm just going to try not. That's the lady that got stuck. Oh my God, that's crazy. It could be a little bit louder. Okay, I'm on it.
And the closeout crew
They're really quiet in my ears.
41 minutes, 43 seconds and counting until the opening of our window.
There we go.
And Artemis 2 is a 10-day mission that will send the 4-person crew
both could probably be louder.
on a journey around the moon and back to Earth. It will be a critical step towards future lunar and Mars missions.
Oh my God. Like, I love that it's saying we're opening up the door to being able to travel to Mars.
We're going back to the moon because it's the next step in our journey to Mars.
Oh my God, yeah, it's so quiet.
They're so quiet. There's vast regions of unexplored areas with the coldest, darkest places in our solar system. This is a test mission, and
I can't make him louder.
We might spend 3 or 4 days around Earth. We might go to the moon. That's where we want to go. But it is a test mission, and we are ready for every scenario as we ride this amazing space launch system in the Orion spacecraft.
But another reason we're going back to the moon is to fulfill NASA's mission, which is to explore the unknown in air and space, to innovate for the benefit of humanity, and to inspire the world through discovery. And when we succeed and when we accomplish the things that we set out to accomplish, that inspiration not only can set up new things to happen, but it also is a reminder in tough times that we're capable of doing great things when we work together.
The thing I love about the moon is that it's not just a beacon for exploration and this platform of possibilities for incredible missions like this, but it has benefits. That's actually why we're racing towards it. Those benefits are really wide in nature. You have everything from innovation, technology development, not only for future missions going deeper into the solar system, but technologies that come back to Earth. You have inspiration, a whole generation of people starting this pipeline of STEM workers and manufacturers and operators that are excited to see what you can do when you work hard and you come together as a team.
When I think about the 4 of us flying around the far side of the moon, seeing that Earth rise, taking taking images and video and sending them back to you. The feeling that I have inside is hope. We know that Artemis 2 is not the solution for humanity on planet Earth, but it is a contribution in the positive column. We hope that just for a moment that people will pause and say, wow, it's extraordinary when you look back upon the Earth with over 8 billion people, and you see this concrete example of what humanity can do, this extraordinary thing when we set big goals
and CDR entity
to achieve them.
And so Mission Control Houston will control the flight of Orion after a liftoff here at Kennedy Space Center. Here's Gary Jordan, who's embedded with that team. Gary, you might have to pause because we did just hear a call out to the commander in Orion.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, we just heard something.
Will do, Megan.
Okay.
I think that was Commander Reed Wiseman responding to prepare for some of the next steps. We are now holding at the T-minus 10-minute hold. Expected a 30-minute hold. So we are well on the countdown. We are well on the timeline to meet this L- time and launch towards the beginning of the window, but continuing to track progress.
Wow. Okay. So he's saying that we were going to launch in 30 minutes,
the Artemis 2 flight
but we're
control
closer to being able to launch in 10.
Houston, the team in the room behind me has been monitoring the countdown and verifying their own mission-specific launch criteria of the Space Launch System, the Orion spacecraft integrity, and its crew. During the final poll before launch, if all looks good from each of the flight controllers in this room, Flight Director Judd Freeling will report a go for launch from Houston flight. Upon liftoff, teams here take control of the mission and communicate with the crew while they fly on the Space Launch System. This phase of flight is highly dynamic, and each console position has a dedicated and important role of looking after critical systems. You'll hear calls from Capcom and NASA astronaut Stan Love in this room to the Artemis 2 crew
Capcom,
as milestones are reached during the more than 8 minutes of powered flight on the core stage.
Worked as like Capcom.
Liftoff and ascent are just the
missions?
beginning. This room will be staffed around the clock over the next 10 days to oversee every moment of the mission through splashdown.
This is so
Here from the Johnson Space Center, we'll be streaming the mission live 24/7, so anyone can follow the crew's journey, take peeks inside the spacecraft, and share the experience of a lunar flyby with astronauts looking down at the moon's surface. Teams here have been rehearsing tirelessly in simulations to throw every conceivable and inconceivable scenario their way.
Whoa, nice.
We are ready and eager to begin the Artemis 2 mission.
Okay, yay.
Still milestones to come as we continue the countdown, but we'll be right back with you during the ascent phase of today's flight. With that, Megan, I will send it back over to you at the Space Coast.
Wow.
So much, Gary. Under 37 minutes.
I know you're saying he sounds like AI,
but
his voice is like the way that he articulates words.
Eastern. I've never been
really cool.
more excited for a time.
I wish that I could be like that.
But why don't we send it back over to Megan Carter with the moon board to learn more about what happens after ascent.
Absolutely. I am definitely also getting excited. Things feel like they're starting to pick up a little pace here.
Cool.
A lot is about to happen within the first 10 minutes of launch, but what happens after those first 10 minutes? Let me take you over here to my mission map so we can kind of jump ahead and let me explain a few things. So, our main engine cutoff is going to stand for MECO, and that is essentially where the rocket's job is done, and it is then going to turn the propulsion duties over to our ICPS.
The cuts look
that
crazy.
Stands for
like, what's happening?
Interim Cryogenic Propulsion Stage. Don't try and say that too many times fast, but the ICPS is going to be right here, and that's our in-space propulsion. About 50 minutes into, after about 50 minutes into launch, it is going to conduct that first burn, and that's going to be the perigee raise maneuver. Essentially what that is going to do is going to raise the spacecraft from a lowest point of Earth just a little bit higher into space. And then they're going to conduct that nice path. It's going to set them on that nice circular path around the Earth. That's when they're going to start to be able to really check out the spacecraft. The Orion spacecraft is going to be able to, like we've talked about, be maneuvered by the crew. They're going to check out those life support systems, and communication checkout's going to be vital at that point as well, obviously. Then they will be conducting that another burn, and that's going to raise them just a little bit higher again. And then they will, it'll be about time for the ICPS to separate, and they will start another lap around the Earth as well. Now, the ICPS, but even after it separates, its job will not be done because they will have the opportunity to conduct something called the Proximity Operations Demonstration. And this is going to be really important for our future lunar missions. missions because the ICPS actually has a target on it, and the crew is going to have the opportunity to manually maneuver these spacecraft like we've mentioned and practice those docking maneuvers. Now, obviously, they will not be docking for this mission, but that is, again, going to be critical for those lunar missions in the future.
Okay,
now,
so they're going to practice docking for future lunar missions.
Has separated, and they've done that second lap. They're going to conduct 2 more burns, and what these burns are going to do is set them up.
This is what they were saying, is that they have like
orbit and
that they're
fast enough speed
right now. All the astronauts are in the station, like kind of just like relaxing.
This is going to be that critical
and,
moment and that critical
because
milestone where
as
they're
soon
going
as
to produce about
they
6,000 pounds
like
of
outside
thrust,
the atmosphere,
and this is that
they
point
all start
that
to
is going
have
to take
they
them
all have
out
to
of
start
the,
really
out of
quickly
low Earth
working
orbit into deep space,
to do all of this.
and it's going to set them on that nice path
and it's like they were saying they
towards
probably
that
won't be able to
lunar
get like a good night's
flyby. And I know we
rest
have
for like the
talked a
next
little bit
like
about
24
why
to
this could
48
be a
hours
record-breaking
because there's a lot
flyby,
of stuff that they
and
have
journey
to
to the
do
moon. And with that,
in
I'm
the
going to
first
turn it
couple
back over to
days.
Megan so she can tell us just why.
Do you know it?
Yeah, she's talking about the distance
we can like
record
get
set
to the
by
moon
the
and
Apollo
like we have the
13
technology to get to the
astronauts
moon
in
in 8
1970.
hours.
They were
But this we're gonna take a little bit longer.
248,655 miles away from Earth, and this Artemis 2 crew might surpass that on flight day 6 when they fly around the moon by more than 4,000 miles.
Yeah, it's a long ways. It's tough to fathom 250,000 miles from Earth, right? I mean, space, the space station is only 250 miles, and so we're going, I don't want to do the public math, but we're going much further than that.
Whoa.
But it's important, right? Because we want to
I love
get
that she was
back to
like,
the moon.
okay, we're 250,000 compared to 250. I don't want to do public math. And it's like, girl, you just add some zeros. It's like 1,000 times as many.
The exact distance record depends on exactly when they launched, like the time, the day. So we'll learn more.
We're going 1,000 times further than we've ever gone. If I'm understood correctly, if it's
here we are,
250 miles
50
to the space
seconds and
station,
counting from the
and if
opening
it's
of our launch window, feels really, really
250,000,
surreal here as more and more people come to gather on the press site lawn here at Kennedy Space Center.
I feel like there's not nearly enough people out there.
Video that we have here, some familiar faces who wanted to wish our Artemis 2 crew a safe journey.
I love all the phones on the desks.
Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy, you are the real deal. You're flying to the moon for all of us, and we are in awe. You're the true heroes.
You are not just astronauts. You are pioneers, venturing deeper into the unknown.
I wonder how they picked what actors get to say hello to the astronauts.
You on from planet Earth.
Hey, I'm Victor Wembanyama, and I play basketball in the NBA.
Nice.
But I'm not only interested in shooting hoops. I'm also interested in shooting stars, dark matter, and all other types of astronomical phenomena.
Cool.
And to the Artemis 2 astronauts who are shooting for the moon, I wish them good luck and Godspeed.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ryan Gosling.
Hi,
and
Ryan
I play
Gosling.
a biologist who goes to space to save the planet in the film Project Hail Mary. But the Artemis 2 astronauts are going to space for real, and they will travel farther from Earth than any humans in history. Sending all our best wishes to the Artemis 2 crew.
I just want to say how proud I am of each of you and how inspired you make me. But it's not just about me. Your mission is going to
like the Ryan Gosling. I know he looks so tired because that is from like it's like he filmed that so long ago. It's from like the press he's doing for Project Hail Mary. He did a video for Marine and Suisse, I think, from HoloLive on that like same set, like wearing the exact same outfit.
I know what you're doing. You got to look for a parking
So he
space.
filmed that like weeks ago.
To go around the moon, make sure somewhere to park, and then you park. Journey. Good luck.
Yeah, they're gonna park.
It's actually a really good way to explain what how this mission builds. Again, we are hoping to land astronauts on the surface of the moon in maybe 2 years. So yes, we are looking around the moon on this lunar flyby mission to see where we might park. Thank you, Roy Wood Jr. Okay, and as we look at this live view of the rocket on the pad, there is a spectacular place here at Kennedy Space Center to watch launch from, and that's the Banana Creek viewing area. Why don't we go back there where the crowd is excited, and Leah has the best assignment ever talking to people who are super excited about being here for Artemis 2.
What is that, Steve Zahn?
Oh my gosh, Megan, you talk
Who are they
about
talking to?
The
Hello?
excitement being palpable.
Cameraman
I'm
is
telling
where?
you, everybody here on pins and needles as we get just about half an hour away from launch. I've been walking around talking to people, and I'm just struck again and again by how many people are here from across the agency. I want to introduce you to just a small portion of the people across NASA who have been supporting this mission.
Oh, okay, so all these people work at NASA?
NASA Armstrong Flight Research Center, Orion program. Orion,
Cool.
Kathy Graves, Glenn Research Center, Office of STEM Engagement.
Okay.
David Alexander, NASA Glenn Research Center, Office of STEM Engagement.
Jennifer Becerra, Johnson Space Center of the Office of STEM Engagement. Here we go. Right back here. Where are you from?
I'm from NASA Glenn Research Center, Joseph Pinakitis.
Joseph, here we go.
Wes Furman from APL.
Maria Arredondo from Headquarters, Next Gen STEM.
Whoa.
Mark Robinson, Stennis Space Center, Commercial Space.
Amira Flores, Armstrong, Office of the STEM
If I
Engagement.
worked for the Space Center, you would not catch me on these. Because, like,
Matthew
Space.
Pierce, Goddard Institute for Space Studies in New York City.
Not Susan.
Right over here.
Lauren Ring, Ames Research Center, Data Integration.
You wouldn't catch
So
me on this because, like, I would be so convinced that my work is so important that if somebody knew what I look like and where I worked, they'd try to kill me. That is my thought
guys,
process.
what are we gonna say? 1, 2, 3.
I love she's like, what are we gonna say? She didn't tell them before. So everyone gets up to cheer and they're like, like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Me to
Oh my
say?
gosh, that made me so emotional. That was so inspiring to see. I mean, wow. Yeah, that was great.
Wow.
I mean, just to hear everybody say their position, what they're doing to support this mission is amazing.
is
And
so
I'm sure
cool.
this was something that
This
really
is so
rang
cool.
true and resonated with NASA's administrator, Jared Isaacman, again, to see the workforce come together, to do the work, and then to be here for launch. So why don't we actually go over to him now with our Jasmine Hopkins at one of our other viewing locations.
All right, Megan, thank you so much. The energy here on the balcony is honestly becoming electric as we get so close to launch, and now we are thrilled to welcome NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman. Jared, we're really entering a golden age of exploration. How will Artemis 2 set the pace for the coming years?
Well, I mean, Artemis 2 is the opening act, right? This is the test mission. This is getting very comfortable with the SLS rocket, the Orion spacecraft. No humans have ever flown on this before, right? And we're going to put it through its paces. We'll go into Earth orbit for a little bit, make sure Orion's doing okay, and then we are sending them, right? We're going to send them farther into space than any humans might have gone before, 250,000 miles away, and it's going to set up for the subsequent missions. That's why we're going into the golden age of science and discovery right now, because you're going to see moon rocket launch.
This is if Christopher Walken
2027
joined
when we do
NASA.
our testing with the lander. We're going to go for the landing on Artemis 4 in 2028, and in parallel, we're going to build the moon base, right? And that is going to be filled with science discovery and tech demonstrations. That's going to support the enduring presence we're trying to create on the surface.
Absolutely. So honestly, history making
Building the
years
moon
ahead
base
of
is
us,
crazy.
with Artemis 3 and 4. But first is Artemis
See,
2.
this is how you
what
know
will be our
that,
single greatest takeaway from this mission?
Procopia is not
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, after ignition, to me, the moment that I'm going to be most excited for
The
is
universe of Pokemon
splashdown.
is not
There's
based in our
no
solar
question
system.
about that. Good shoots.
We see that in the end of
coming down off the
Pokopia,
West
like we
Coast,
see it when
but,
it's flying through
look,
because it passes
I think
through
the takeaway
our
from
solar
this is
system
gaining extreme comfort
as
in
we
the Orion
recognize it.
spacecraft, right?
And
I mean,
if
this is very different than what we've done
Pokopia
for
was
more than
on
a half
like
century,
our
right?
Earth
I mean,
in our solar system, they would have just gone to the moon.
that
They wouldn't have
spacecraft
they
is
wouldn't have
gonna
gone.
re-enter at.
They wouldn't have said, "Oh my God, we have to
It's
go
going to be new
hundreds of
territory
years
for us. We want to get
into
we want to get
space."
our
Like they
arms
would
around
have
that
just gone
completely.
to
So
the
I would
moon.
say the performance of SLS plus Orion,
Especially what's crazy is like the fact that
everything
they're
on this
committed
one.
to
We want
saving
to make sure we
literally
do it
every
in,
human.
you know, a
Like their
as
population
safe
must be
way
so
as we
small.
possibly can, understanding what we are undertaking right here. Bring our crew back, learn as much we can from the vehicle, set up for Artemis 3 in 2027.
Right, and Administrator, we've actually had a pretty young audience today here.
Administrator,
some
we
kids
don't know
running
your
around the
name.
balcony. How do you hope Artemis 2 inspires that next generation?
You know, I talk about this all the time. Like, you know, one of our, I think, our overarching KPIs that we should always be tracking is the number of people living and working in space. Well, you know what's another strong number 2 on that one? It's the number of kids that are dressing up as astronauts for Halloween so that they grow up, that they're inspired to want to join in this grand endeavor, whether they come work with us here at NASA or they join in industry, but they're helping humankind venture out farther, pursue all the secrets of the universe.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of kids dressed as astronauts this year. And finally, Jared, you've really made it a personal mission to get to know the people behind the work at NASA. Do you have any final thoughts, any final words before today's history-making launch?
Yeah, well, one, I want to express a lot of appreciation. I'll tell you what, the 4 astronauts on top of Artemis 2 know this. It takes an army to pull a mission together like this, right? Across
there's so
all
many
10 of our
people. I love
centers,
he's like, it takes an
all of
army.
our,
It's like,
all
obviously
of
it takes
our
an
commercial
army.
partners, the international partners that come together to make this possible. My sincere appreciation for everyone who is currently working the mission right now, so getting them ready for launch, that will be watching over them in mission control, recovering this crew when they splash down off the West Coast. I have complete trust and confidence in your abilities. And everybody else who's not directly working on Artemis 2, Artemis 3 is coming up next year. When this mobile launcher gets back in the VAB, we're going to start stacking.
Wow, plenty of excitement ahead of us. Jared Isaacman, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Of course. All right. And with that, let's get back to the countdown with NASA's Megan Cruz.
Under 25 minutes and counting from the opening of our 2-hour launch window, and take a look at all these people behind us. I literally, every moment I turn around and I see the clock, I am like, oh, wow. Oh, wow.
There are more
people.
I
know. Time is. It's crazy to see time counting
which is
down.
A great problem
being
to have.
we're going to space in 24 minutes and 26 seconds.
Coincides with the 250th anniversary of our country's founders signing the Declaration of Independence. Exploration is a part of America's DNA, and it continues now with our return to the moon.
Wow.
250 years ago, 13 colonies laid the foundation for the greatest and most enduring democracy in the history of the world.
Wow.
One driven by courage, faith, and freedom.
Oh my God, sorry, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons.
From that moment, we became a nation defined not by where we stood,
I made the YouTube live and I didn't. There's no I didn't put a description on it.
We conquered vast frontiers, invented tools that shaped a modern world. We found light in the dark, and we rose from the earth. Faster, higher, farther. We pushed beyond the sky and into the unknown.
They're also chilling on the planet instead of being on. And they're also just chilling in space instead of being on any planet.
And we planted the American flag on the moon. The defining achievement of American superiority in space. Today, our curiosity stretches farther than ever. American robots search ancient
We're not doing this for the Earth, we're doing this for America. Well, there's Canadians. Whoa!
The first stars. And a new generation prepares to return to the moon, this time to stay. For 250 years, America has carried the light of humanity
When we
forward.
build the moon base, do you think that we're like have we claimed the moon for America? Is that what's happened?
Our greatness comes
it
not
has,
only
right?
from what
like
we've
at
done,
some point, America was like the moon is
but what
ours,
we're
like nobody
still
else can have it.
determined to discover. Because in
But it's
every
like so
era,
interesting that we have
across
like
every horizon,
a Canadian.
America
They call
is
them.
at
They don't
its
call them
best
astronauts. They call them like
when it's
Canadian like
reaching for
space
something
agents.
greater.
It's so interesting that we've got like a Canadian
America
space
celebrates
agent,
250
like, are we,
years,
are we
and
like
we are leading the world.
Are we claiming
into
it for
the
North
future.
America? Whoa.
22 minutes, 15 seconds and counting from Artemis 2, NASA's boldest test flight in a generation. The crew has said this often, that they hope it inspires children around the world. And recently, a group of kids here at Kennedy Space Center got a surprise of a lifetime while watching that rocket roll to the launch pad.
Wait, that's such a good question. Like, where is Tom Cruise right now? Like, is he watching this? Do you think he's there? I bet Tom Cruise loves space. Whoa! Oh my God, they get to meet the real astronauts! Whoa, whoa,
Did you
whoa,
see
whoa.
it? Okay, so everybody's looking at the rocket because it is kind of cool and impressive. One of the coolest things happening over there right now is it's on top of a giant tractor.
Doesn't all food come in like tubes? It's in these like little plastic
Does all the food come in tubes? Yes.
like rehydrated. Sushi. There's not. I haven't seen sushi in space. It's probably hard to keep that back.
No sushi in space.
My favorite part was this one little girl, she had a question. She had patiently held her hand for a long time, and Christina turns to her and says, okay, what's your question? She just goes, I forgot.
Oh,
it was like, that's a perfect little kid
She
moment.
forgot. I put the captions on, because like the audio is so quiet. I've tried turning it up, like it's at the loudest it can be. I have it turned way up in my own headphones. It's just like not mixed very loudly.
It's just so fun to see the enthusiasm, the energy, and a little bit of chaos.
3, 2, 1.
A little bit of chaos, just like me.
Wasn't that so cute?
I love kids and their excitement and
there's people
even
watching
just being real. Like I
inside.
don't remember what
I
I
know,
said.
he goes, but I'm glad you're here. Now here we are, Space Center Houston. The crowd has exponentially
Space
grown
Center Houston,
throughout the day.
nice.
We started showing you live shots from in there probably an hour ago, and now take a
20
look
minutes
at
to
all
launch
the
is
people
crazy.
there getting ready to witness history together. It's something really special to be able to witness something like this together.
Yeah, you know, we've heard from celebrities and officials and kids, and you know, it's amazing. People from all around the world came here today to Florida to watch. So it's something. It's hard to put into words just how much support for this mission we're seeing today.
This is so awesome.
And great news too. Remember, the team was tracking an issue with the launch abort system battery. They appear to have cleared that issue, so we are go for launch.
Hearing the words that there's an issue is so scary. Like being like, oh yeah, there's
U.S.
an
Space
issue.
and Rocket Center here, Huntsville, Alabama, waving.
Like, oh, you hate to hear it.
To the Artemis 2 crew sitting right there inside Orion.
I love he's got the iPad
inside
strapped
of 20
to his
minutes
leg.
from the opening of our launch window.
I'm sure
and
it's
right
not
now we
actually
are
like
targeting
an Apple iPad. I'm sure
the
it's
top
like
of that launch
some kind
window,
of
so
different
we could
tablet
be
that
launching
they've made.
here. in
Bro,
about
we just
19
saw
minutes
his
ago.
password. What is security?
I don't know if I expected this today. I'm excited, and you know, I'm glad they were able to clear the problem with the battery on the LAS, and everything has gone really smoothly.
Well, yeah,
today.
because
It's
like
been
they
great.
can't make the
weather cleared
gloves
up.
work.
It's a beautiful day for a launch.
He's opening up.
And so now, as we
he's opening
are
up
so
X.
close
He's gonna be the first guy to tweet from
possibly
space.
launch now, just what are your final thoughts as we are about to embark on a mission back to the moon, the first time in more than 50 years?
Wow.
Yeah, you know, just so proud of the crew and all of the teams here on the ground that made this happen.
Yeah.
You know, they are carrying the torch from the Apollo era into the Artemis era. And, you know, as the crew likes to say, they want to be the shoulders that the next generation.
And let's see, GLS, can you help us with that, please?
Uh-huh. What do we need help with? What's wrong?
They want to be the crew wants to be the shoulders that the next generation can climb on.
001.
You know, I think it's in their patch. We're going for all. It's in the name of their capsule, integrity, representing humility and the professionalism of everyone that got them there today. So proud of them. We love them. We're excited for them, and we cannot wait to see what they see.
Just leveraging everything we've learned so far as an agency, taking us from Apollo now to the launch pad here, 39B, with Orion and SLS poised to again fly us into the history books. And before we leave you now here at the host desk to get back into operations, we just wanted to answer one question for you guys. We asked you earlier on today, what are you most excited for? And we asked you to go vote on Instagram and Twitch. Instagram, you guys said launch. Twitch, you guys said lunar flyby. So I think you guys will all be very excited since we are now about 17 minutes from the opening of our launch window today.
We're so
And
close
so with
to
that,
launch.
as we approach terminal count, let's send it back to Daryl Nail in firing room 1. Daryl.
Wow.
All right, thank you, Megan and Nicole, and just want to give you an update on the launch abort system that you just reported that they cleared. They believe, they're convinced this is an instrumentation failure. So there are 2 batteries on the LAS. The LAS, of course, and with the help of my 2-year-old son's model rocket, Daniel said I could use this, so it's okay. The LAS is right here.
Yeah, your
It's
son
the tower
definitely had a
above
model of the
Orion
Artemis
capsule's
rocket,
inside
I'm
of here.
sure.
It's used to pull Orion off the rocket in case the rocket is something's going on with the rocket, either on the pad or in flight. 2 batteries are bad. Well, I'm sorry, one of the 2 batteries reported an out-of-family temperature, and it was very much out of family.
Yeah.
And so they checked their data going back into the vehicle assembly building where they recharged the batteries and worked on them. And they have good, solid data, they reported, that tells them that this is an instrumentation failure, that there's something wrong with the sensor. And so they took it before the mission management team, which has to accept the risk, any changes to launch commit criteria, which this would be one, and they all fully accepted it. So now we are clear as far as that constraint is concerned. And one quick thing as we count down now, we are getting into the final minutes before liftoff. There's a 2-hour window. We haven't quite set the T0 yet, but this is a list of the cutouts. There are 150 cutouts that are included for this 2-hour launch window, and that's important. They're in very small print. That's important because there's basically 16 minutes inside this window that they cannot launch. And these are because of small things flying in orbit. There's a lot more things in orbit than there were back in Artemis 1 when we had 35 to 40 cutouts.
So it's like it's T-minus 18 minutes to like them being able to be in the launch. 14 minutes for them being able to
they're going to be managing the launch window as we go forward.
Yeah, 1446.
So they may have to wait out one of these cutouts. They range in time between 2 seconds to 23 seconds.
Okay.
But you'll hear the NASA test director talk through that. We're getting ready to merge that loop from NASA test director Jeff Spaulding.
Wow. So essentially they got a notification.
And so now I'm listening to the launch team get ready
batteries
to merge
that could release Orion
channel
from the Artemis. It was throwing an error that it was running too hot, but they are saying, or not even throwing an error, it was throwing out information that it was running, that the battery itself was running too hot.
Now entering one of the most consequential
but they're saying that was a mechanical
phases of launch
error and everything is fine, and they're still going to launch.
The final 10
that is
minutes.
so
And
it's so
OTC,
scary to like be on the ship and be like, okay,
Help me.
yeah,
I
we
hear the
trust
same,
that it's
STC?
just like it's fine, nothing's wrong actually.
TTC's on 212.
Like
All
it's
right,
just
copy
the
that.
reader that's wrong. Like that's so you're putting so much faith into what?
NASA test director Jeff Spaulding confirming communications with his team.
Wow. They're so brave.
There will be 2 polls that we'll hear. One from Spaulding, the NASA test director, confirming the ground systems and the launch team are ready to proceed.
Okay.
At this point, we have a clear board, no constraints, but we need confirmation from each individual on the NASA test director team. So we'll hear him poll his team. The other poll that we're waiting for is the poll from launch director Charlie Blackwell Thompson,
Okay.
who will take that final status from NASA management before giving the go to come out of a hold.
It's
and you're
wild
seeing the
though,
clock
because there
countdown
is so much
at
stuff
L
in
minus
space
12
that
minutes.
they like have certain times that they can't launch because they'd run into the space junk.
CCL.
Yes, sir. Reconfigure ARS primary loop ISO valves.
And it's like
Copy,
it
that
would
can
make
work.
sense then that like one of these
PDR,
launches in the
OTC
future
Orion Earth 1.
is focused on
ARS loop
clearing
ISO
some of
valves
the
are
space
being
junk if
closed at this
possible.
time.
Whoa,
Integrity, copy.
Apollo 12 launched into a thunderstorm and got hit by lightning twice. Why did they do
GDLP.
that? Why didn't they just not?
So, yes, I had a
Why
discussion
didn't they
with
just
CIS
not
and
do
with
that?
our manager regarding the observation the CIS had a few minutes ago. They were able to confirm with BCI photos that the condition that they observed has been there since 2025. Our manager has had a chance to review the findings, and they do not have any constraints from either a CIS or MER manager perspective.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Copy all. And launch director, NTD, you copy?
Okay.
Yes, sir. I copy. That's good news.
All right. I mean,
OTC, CCL 212.
OTC.
ARS primary loop
They're being
isolation
so
valve
brave.
configurations complete.
Copy.
they're being so stinking brave. That's crazy. It's like, and I looked it up. All these people have been to space before.
TLS copies.
Like
And that's
one
complete.
of them.
All right. And for all personnel, we got a little bit more work to do before we pick up the clock. And
engineer,
we're about a little over a minute from getting
she's
to
been in
10
space.
minutes.
Like she's
but we're
orbited
canceled
our
the resume
Earth
time there,
for
and then we'll
almost
pick it up
a whole year.
after we get through all of our work
and
anything else that we need to do
captain
to get through the remainder of
has
the count. So
orbited
we'll continue working
space
that
for like
to get to our
100. He's been on the
today.
ISS for like 177 days.
So
total,
when
I
we
think.
get to
and then
about
the
50 seconds
pilot,
from now,
I think,
we'll
is like
extend that
167.
hold.
CVSC OTC.
It's just so cool.
CVSC.
But it also is like the sort of thing where
we are configured for
I'm
ascent.
interested to see as we do more of these
Yep, give me about
launches
2 more
to
minutes
the
and we'll
moon,
start
like
CMA2 streaming.
what astronauts are picking, because it's like
NTD COSE
it
hold
makes sense
requested.
that these four have so much experience, it makes sense for them to be able to go for such an important mission. But it's like, will there be? Is it the sort of thing where it's like somebody could be like?
So transponder 1 had a demodulated SNR
somebody could be like 30 now,
2 dBm,
and they have 30. Like some of the guys, a couple of these guys are 60 years old, I think.
But we did
so it's like, could somebody be 30 now?
It does not appear that
and
we
then
lost
be an
our
astronaut in 30 years.
Lock,
like that's so. That's literally like
indicative that we lost
another
our
lifetime.
So at this point, recommendation would still be go. However, we do have a pre-planned contingency procedure if we want to look at that. But again, this was transient, so we're back in a nominal range.
All right, let's see, LPE NTD.
Yeah, we're not seeing that hit. So I guess the question for COSC, was that less than 3 samples? Is that below our persistence?
They're talking about
standby. Let me look. It did look like it did persist for several seconds on mine, but let me take a look at the number of samples.
Could I get a repeat on the affected LCC, please?
We're holding
yes, ma'am. That's going to be O-CT-004.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, this will be the first time in my life that I'm seeing astronauts launch into space, or maybe not. It'll be the first time I've seen them choose not to launch into space.
Yeah, us taking a look at the data right here, looks like that was a single sample.
Okay. So we'd need 3 samples.
Yeah, copy that. RFTS does report that they also lost lock for about 5 seconds. So I would love to ask KUS and see if they also lost lock with the vehicle for any extended amount of period.
Okay. We maybe lost connection.
And COSE, while we're doing that, these are 1/10 hertz measurements, correct? So we would have had to lose it for over 10 seconds to get a second sample.
Okay.
Yes, sir, that's correct. It is 1/10 hertz.
Yeah, so from our perspective, the allowance is effectively up to 30 seconds, up to 3 samples based on the 1/10 hertz. This is not an LCC violation, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, sir, I would agree with that at this point. Copy that.
We're checking with KUS on 232. I don't think they have 212 access. We're trying to verify, but.
Great ad for Coke Zero, right here.
But it sounds like they have a loss of lock as well. About 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. And I guess for both KUS and COSE, do we have lock now?
That's affirmed. We do have lock for COSE.
Okay. I'm nervous.
Yeah, so from the integration console perspective, we did have a temporary loss there within the allowable, and per the requirement, let's go.
And this is Houston Flight. We have lock and we have good telemetry here in GSC.
Okay, all right.
And KUS is reported to they have good lock now.
So scary. So scary to have a failure like that happening right before launch.
So with all of that, OSC, then are we in a go configuration per your LCC?
Yes, sir. Recommendation would be go.
Okay. LP, you concur with that?
Yes, sir. LP concurs go.
And Launch Director?
Yes, sir. Launch Director concurs go.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and just verify everybody has everything else complete, Launch Director, and if we do, we'll be ready to pick up the poll at that time, unless there's something else that you're aware of.
No, sir. Let's verify all our work is complete, and I would like one last check of our constraints list.
Wow.
All right, let's see. OTC, are you still waiting for ComConfig, or are you complete?
That is affirmed, sir.
Okay, is that your only open item?
Yeah, OTC, this is CVSC. That 400 step 290 is complete.
Copy.
So cool.
Okay, so OTC, you're complete with all of your work?
That's affirmed.
All right, copy that. STC?
STC is complete.
Coke Zero, the official soft drink of freaking out before space launches. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm thinking.
All right, and LPE, just want to verify we have no open constraints at this time.
No.
No open constraints. We have a clear board, sir.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go to
space.
space.
The same here. And Launch Director, with that, we are clear and ready to pick up the launch readiness poll with your go.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, sir. I am go for the poll.
All right. And for all personnel, this is the NTD conducting the Artemis 2 launch readiness check. Verify
They're
ready to
doing
resume
it. They're
count
really
and
doing
go for
it.
launch. OTC.
OTC is go.
STC.
STC is go.
GTC.
C's go.
MCO.
CO's go.
Safety console.
Safety console is go.
LPE.
LPE's go.
Wow.
RTD.
RTD's go.
Houston flight.
Houston flight is go.
ROC.
ROC is go.
Okay.
And CDR.
Crew is go.
Copy that. Thank you,
Let's
Reed.
go, let's
And
go, let's go.
Launch Director NTD, our launch team is ready to proceed at this time.
Wow.
All right, NTD, I copy all. At this time, I'll perform my poll. Attention on that. This is the launch director performing the final poll for launch. Verify no constraints and go for launch. EGS, Program Chief Engineer.
Artemis Chief Engineers are go.
Copy, thank you. EGS, Chief Safety Officer.
The Artemis CSOs are go.
Copy, thank you. Range weather.
Launch weather is go.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, LWO. And Artemis, MMT Chair.
MMTs go.
Mountain Dew.
Thank you, John. And Integrity Launch
The Mountain Dew
Director.
matches her outfit. That's funny. It must be her lucky thing.
Airways Charlie
Green.
PLT.
Thank you, Charlie. This is Victor. We are going for our families.
MS1.
This is Christina. We are going for our teammates.
MS2. This is Jeremy. We are going for all humanity. Charlie, your Artemis 2 crew is go for launch. Full send.
Yay! Full send!
I copy that. Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy. On this historic mission, you take with you the heart of this Artemis team, the daring spirit of the American people and our partners across the globe, and the hopes and dreams of a new generation. Good luck. Godspeed, Artemis 2. Let's go.
Let's go.
And NTD Launch Director.
Go ahead, Launch Director.
Great job.
Yes, sir. You have a go to proceed with countdown.
You got this.
Copy that. I'll put it in work. CDR NTD.
Go.
Your visors and initiate short purge per your EPROC 10.1.1, steps 8 and 9.
Okay.
10.1.1, 8 and 9 going to work.
Copy. CVSE NTD. Start and verify recordings of our Orion cameras.
Copy.
Okay. Well, there you heard it.
RSR NTD.
RSR.
They're getting ready to start terminal count.
Arm rotation enable at this time, please.
It's currently at T-minus 10 minutes. Once we wrap up this last bit of work,
SNA arm rotation enable complete.
we're going to start that clock.
Copy that. Thank you.
Integrity crew, close and lock visors.
You heard an issue, worked in real time with telemetry lock on the Orion. It was transitory. It was very short. They checked the data, confirmed that they had a good lock.
Okay.
This was with the S-band transmitter on the Orion.
So
worked through that
there have
issue,
been two.
looked at the data.
There have been two errors so far. One, oh my God, one. Sorry, I punched my microphone. One had to do with the battery temperature of a piece that releases the Orion capsule from the Artemis, and they deduced that it was just like a reading like failure, essentially, right? Like that whatever is making the reading failed. And then we also just lost contact, but they only lost contact for 10 seconds. And for them to have like more data, they need to lose contact for 30 seconds. So then there are 3 points, because they count the data in 10-second increments. So then there are 3 points of data for them to analyze and decide if they need to not launch. So since they only lost contact for 10 seconds, Everyone looked at the data. Everyone confirmed that they then did still have contact.
ECL time estimate?
And they confirmed they want to go with the mission.
Copy.
But all of that happened right as we hit T-minus 10 minutes. So there was a lot of checking. There's a lot of checking happening. Wow. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous.
But not by much, it looks like. Just wrapping up some final work.
Also, something really funny happened. The captain showed us, he unlocked his iPad, and we saw his
password. For the ground launch sequencer operator to go ahead and start the clock. The ground launch sequencer is an application software. It runs on top of the launch control system in the firing room.
Okay.
Acts like a conductor of an orchestra, executing hundreds of commands in precise order and timing.
Okay.
It's all autonomous.
Entity CCL 212, short purge initiations verified.
All right, copy that, and we're verifying our constraints.
Okay. They also have shared earlier that
all right, and we're clear from cutouts. And with that, we're going to resume the clock momentarily. And TGLS, you can resume the clock on your mark.
In the next couple of hours, there are a bunch of times that they can't launch in because of small things in space.
GLS mainline has been initiated.
T-minus 10 minutes and counting.
They said T-minus 10 minutes, but they changed the clock to T-minus 20. Yeah, there we go. We took away the graphic.
And that begins terminal count. Our new T0 is 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay.
6:35 p.m.
We're T-minus 9 minutes and 42 seconds.
We are now counting down to liftoff of Artemis 2.
It's here in the bottom left. So they broke the launch clock. They broke the live stream overlay, and they can't seem to figure out how to
nominally. NASA test director
so we're just showing the main clock.
Managing the launch team, and Alex Bendelos, the GLS operator who closely monitors the software. He has the ability to stop and restart the countdown.
Well, yeah, it's just a clock. Like, what? Of course he has the ability to stop and restart the countdown.
A lot of people ask about whether there's a launch button. There certainly is not.
Flight and Rock, our new T0 is 22:35:12.
Houston flight copies. Rock copies. 22:35:12.
22:35:12. Okay.
There you heard confirmation of the exact T0, 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time.
Once it starts, it can't be stopped.
Our T0 is 6:35
they want
and
you to
12
believe.
seconds p.m. Eastern Time. But as I was saying, there's no launch button. This is autonomous. But there is a button that keeps you from launching, and that button allows the GLS operator to pause the countdown outside of terminal count and during terminal count and submit a hold to the next holding point. So the clock won't stop right away. If there's an issue, we'll go to the next stable holding point.
Imagine. Oh my God, there's another one. Do you think they're going to be okay? Like, if we as humans need to be so far away from this, don't you think the birds need to be far away from this?
They're right there. But right now, we are counting down. Our next big milestone, looking to retract the crew access arm.
Wow. This is
GLS is go for crew access arm retract.
And there you see the crew access arm moving away.
Okay.
That's the path that the astronauts took to ingress into the rocket.
Yeah.
Until this point, that was their way off the pad if they needed to evacuate.
Uh-huh.
But now with that arm retracting, the backup transitions to a launch abort system.
Okay.
And they'll begin arming that shortly.
Okay.
Of course, the launch abort system, great shot
what
there.
What happens to all these cameras? Do they explode?
Retracting away. The launch abort system is the tower at the top, and that's what would pull Orion and its crew off the top of the rocket in case of an emergency, whether it's on the ground or in flight. This is critical safety hardware that protects the lives of the astronauts.
That's cool. That's great. Okay, this is how you know. Look, they wrote two. It says 250 America, and maybe this is why we decided we need to live on the moon. Because we're like, well, America's been around for 250 years, and like, what do we have to show for it? No moon base.
Starting with core stage pressurization.
They're like, 250 years and no moon base, guys. Like, we're obviously doing it wrong. Like, something has gone awry if there's no moon base.
Weather is 90% go. The range is go. All systems are go.
Wow.
GLS is go for core stage tank pressurization.
5 minutes and 55 seconds to launch Make-A-Wish.
That means the replenish valve for the liquid hydrogen tank has now closed, and that tank is beginning to pressurize to flight levels because that hydrogen is naturally boiling inside the tank.
Wow.
We'll get the liquid oxygen tank a little later in the count.
Hi friends, we're joining the stream.
Now the team is waiting for verification that if needed, the Artemis 2 crew could use the launch abort system to pull Orion safely off the top of the rocket in an emergency. Let's listen in for that call.
I know, Idasama, it's wild that like so many people expected us to have flying cars by now, but like we're having a hard enough time like creating like automated cars. I think they realized. I think a lot of big dreams happen like this, right?
That's great news, and you heard the NTD.
Say I'm a human right now, and I'm going, okay, I want to be an astronaut, and then people like don't.
Now work is being done to arm the flight
they don't like
termination
think about
system.
like the steps
this is
that
so
happen.
The range safety
so it's like if I want to be an astronaut right now, I need to join like the Navy, essentially. That's a path
There's
a lot of astronauts take.
Delay,
so
the launch abort system
flying
has
cars
time
the same
to pull
way
the
of being like, okay, to have flying cars, either they have to have some automation, or everyone needs to be a licensed pilot. And it's really hard to be a licensed pilot, so we might as well develop some automation.
It's verification that the RS-25 engines, all 4 of them, are in the
proper
temperature range
Isn't Top Gun Navy?
Launch.
It's not too late for me to be an astronaut. It's like not too late for, if you're watching this right now and you want to be an astronaut, it's not too late for you to be an astronaut either. Like there are so many like private space programs that are gonna come, especially if we make a moon base. Are you kidding? It's wild.
GLS is go for core stage APU start.
So cool.
Core stage APUs start. Those are auxiliary power units.
Just like looks beautiful.
High-speed turbines which provide pressure to hydraulic pumps that steer the RS-25 engines. We're going to see a gimbal test a little later at T-minus 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This is what allows that to happen. Coming up in about 20 seconds, we're listening for go for purge sequence 4. That's a helium purge of the 4 core stage engines downstream of the propellant valve. This gets all the air and moisture out of there.
Very cool, very cool, very cool, very cool, very cool.
GLS is go for purge sequence 4.
Moving through the milestones. All is looking good.
Wow.
Coming up in just a few seconds, we're going to get that thrust vector control actuator test. This is a gimbaling of the engines.
Wow.
There are the 4 RS-25s, 3 of them shuttle heritage, 1 of them built from shuttle parts.
Mm-hmm.
And there you see them moving. Now we're going to start moving the power from both the upper stage and the lower stage of the rocket to internal, taking ground power away and now going to battery power.
Wow.
GLS is go for upper stage to internal power.
All right, power is removed from the rocket's upper stage. the ICPS, and it's been switched to battery. Same milestone for the lower core stage coming up at T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds. Right now, the 4-person Artemis 2 crew is 248,000 miles away from the moon. And if all goes well, they will fly by it in 6 days.
Alan Shepard was 47 when he went to the moon, and they acted like he was a decrepit old skeleton. He was first on this mission.
All right, there's the rocket's core stage, which houses 3 flight computers, is now on its own power. There's no more hold time because there's no more margin on these batteries.
Wow.
So we would have to recycle back to T-minus 10 to recharge if we had a hold.
Okay. Sorry, I'm turning the captions off just to clean up the video.
1 minute.
Right now, the rocket does not know what the T0 is, but coming up at T-minus 33 seconds,
the rocket doesn't
control
know.
shifts from the ground launch sequencer to the rocket's onboard autonomous launch sequencer, or ALS. The rocket will count itself down, but honor any holds that could come from the ground. Now, shortly after liftoff, Houston will take control of the rocket, and my colleague Gary Jordan will take over commentary.
GLS is go for ALS.
Great call out. The rocket is on its own. 4 brave explorers ready to ride the most powerful rocket NASA has ever launched. Sound suppression water is flowing.
15.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4,
Whoa!
2, 1. Booster ignition.
Whoa!
And liftoff.
Whoa!
The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon.
Oh
Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Good roll pitch.
Roger, roll pitch.
Houston now controlling the flight of Integrity on the Artemis 2 mission around the moon.
Integrity, AMT high.
AMT high.
On time, passing 30 seconds into the flights. Integrity passes the alternate beacon. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on the 4 main engines. Space Launch System core stage. Integrity, 3 miles in altitude. Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour.
Where are they? They're doing it. They're really doing it.
Mission elapsed time, passing 1 minute, approaching max Q.
On, Ponce de Leon.
Stan, we have you loud and clear on Ponce de Leon.
Have you the same?
Communication signal transfer confirmed as Integrity and its crew go supersonic. Approaching 90 seconds into the Artemis 2 mission. Integrity is 14 miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour.
This is amazing. This is so cool. This is
1
so
minute 50
stinking
seconds
cool.
of mission elapsed time, standing by for main engine throttle down to 85%, ahead of solid rocket booster separation, expected at the 2 minute 9 second mark. We see throttle down. Confirmed separation. Main engine throttling up, guidance converged.
Integrity, guidance converged, performance nominal, upper stage RCS ready.
Copy all, Stan.
Integrity, SM priming complete.
SM priming complete.
2 minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. Thrusters on Integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state, ahead of service module fairing separation.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Wow.
3 minutes into the flight. Integrity, 49 miles in altitude, 78 miles downrange. now passing 5,000 miles per hour.
Whoa! Wow! Okay, inside the... Ooh! I was gonna say, inside the engine is not the shot we want.
Houston integrity, good last jettison, great view.
Yay!
Copy jettison, Team Eco 8+02.
Yay! Oh my god.
We see the same on board, Stan.
And Houston has you loud and clear on Tidris at the Carmen line.
Outstanding, Stan, we have you the same.
3 minutes 50 seconds into the flight of Artemis 2, Wiseman, Glover, Cook, and Hansen crossed the boundary to space with good comm checks. Wow. GPS signals acquired after last jettison now working on internal checks to verify accuracy. Flight Dynamics Officer analyzed the time of main engine cutoff, confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds, time of MECO.
Wow.
Integrity, GPS processing.
Okay.
Outstanding, Stan, we see the same, and we have a beautiful moonrise. We're headed right at it.
Whoa! We're gonna hit the moon. Well, not hit the moon, but you know what I'm saying?
5
They're
minutes
headed for the
into
moon.
the flight, Commander Reed Wiseman confirms he has visuals of his destination. GPS guidance, navigation, and control software finishes internal checks and sends to navigation channels.
Integrity, 3 engine press.
Wow. Very cool.
3 engine press.
On time, now passing 5 minutes 20 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. At this point, 3 good main engines are all that's needed to carry integrity to a nominal main engine cutoff target. Though at this time, we're seeing 4 good engines here in Mission Control Houston. Integrity, 75 miles in altitude, 330 miles downrange, approaching 10,000 miles per hour.
Oh my god, imagine going 10,000 miles an hour? And he's talking to us. Some people can't even catch their breath like on a roller coaster or when an airplane goes like into the sky. And they're going 10,000 miles an hour.
Integrity, looking good at 6 minutes.
Planes typically fly, I think, between 400 to 600 miles an hour.
Board,
like
Stan.
when they hit their like highest altitudes, they can go the fastest.
Good trajectory
so
and engine
they're
performance.
Going
Booster officer will
10
soon report
times
the
as
shutdown
fast
plan
as
to Flight
that.
Director Judd Friedling, expected at the 7
Oh my
minute
god, they're
mark.
speeding up.
Integrity, 78 miles in altitude, 460 miles downrange.
Integrity, expect nominal shutdown.
Integrity copies nominal shutdown.
Wow.
6 minutes 40 seconds of mission elapsed time. Shutdown plan is as expected.
Okay.
Again, the time of MECO was confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds into the flight.
Who is that? That's it.
7 minutes of
right?
mission elapsed time.
Yeah, like they're in space. They did
Throttling
it.
down as we approach the abort once around option. Milestone at the 7 minute 30 second mark. Now 84 miles in altitude, 650 miles downrange, traveling more than 15,000 miles per hour.
Well,
Integrity, AOA open.
AOA open.
okay.
The window is now open for an abort once around option that would target splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Still following nominal ascent at this time.
It's wild that like part of their simulation is that they might have to just like abandon the mission like 7.5 minutes after launch.
About 10 seconds remaining until the main engine cutoff of the Space Launch System core stage. Standing by for confirmation of MECO
we're not
and
seeing
core
this.
stage
Like, there's not a
separation.
camera outside the ship like this. This is like a, yeah, it says visualization underneath the clock. This is like what it maybe looks like.
Integrity and nominal MECO, core stage separated.
The visualization can't show us what that looks like.
Same on board, Stan.
Hello? Hello? The visualization is... Wow! Come on. What does that look
8 minutes,
like?
40 seconds into the flight,
Show
we
me
have
in
a
your 3D
nominal main
video.
engine cutoff heading in the right trajectory on the way to swing around the moon. Core stage has separated, done its job. The Space Launch System upper stage, the interim cryogenic propulsion stage, or ICPS, still attached to the Orion spacecraft.
Wow, wow, cool! Look at that! So we just
9
saw
minutes
this
of mission
separate
elapsed
from
time.
this.
Integrity crew of Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen now in orbit around the Earth at the beginning of their journey to the moon.
Wow! Wow! Way to go! Way to go! Congratulations!
Integrity Houston, looking ahead to PRM numbers so far per the pad.
Copy that, Stan. Numbers for the pad.
Capcom Stan Loves now reminding the crew that the perigee raise maneuver time of ignition is as expected prior to booster ignition. That time being 49 minutes, 50 seconds of mission elapsed time.
Okay, so in about 35 minutes? 39 minutes? In about 39 minutes, something else is going to happen? They're 142 miles from Earth. Imagine they're traveling 18,000 miles an hour. And that equates to like 3 miles a second. Is wild. So they're about halfway as far, because the International Space Station is 250 miles away from Earth. So they're 153 miles right now. Oh, you can't see it. I'm in the way. I'll move. Let me move my body. Let me move. It's a me. So,
Copy that, Stan. Good.
so here on the bottom left, where is the window that I can click to show? Here on the bottom left, it tells you how fast they're going. So we're 163 miles. See how it keeps going up. We're 163 miles away from Earth. This is the ISS is 250 miles away from Earth.
Just a reminder, halfway open on the secondary.
What's crazy is they had said the moon was 250,000 miles away, and now it's only 242. So either we've traveled 8,000 miles, or when they said it was 250, they were rounding up.
Passing 11 minutes of mission elapsed time. Here, overhearing the conversation between Capcom Stan Love and Commander Reed Wiseman, already passing some milestones. We have a good nozzle extension deployment system. That is confirmed. Complete. We also have the visors are confirmed up now past the dynamic phase
I feel like
of
we
flight,
can't connect.
That is ascent.
I feel like we're not able to connect with the cameras on the station
their launch
anymore.
and entry suits.
Because we've been on this like visualization screen for a moment.
Provided them an extra layer of protection. Now not as needed. They're going to raise those visors. And later in today's mission, they will begin to egress or get out of the suits to begin some of their initial tasks of activating some of the systems aboard in the Integrity spacecraft. It's passing 12 minutes of mission elapsed time. Again, the perigee raise maneuver that's targeted near 50 minutes of mission elapsed time, 49 minutes, 50
that maybe
seconds.
This is like a velocity
that's
thing,
what the crew is going to
or
be
like
working towards. The
an angle of travel.
pilot,
the number of miles from Earth is not increasing as quickly as the miles to the moon is decreasing. Like they're not increasing and decreasing at the same rate.
Jeremy Hansen will start some of the activation of environmental control life support systems.
I don't know enough
hear
about math
confirmation of their
to
activation over the Orion to Earth communication network.
You hear that? Orion to Earth. That's me. I'm Orion.
Houston, C3 aux power back in auto.
Copy C3 aux, and we're 2 minutes to maneuver.
Wow. Bye, Idasama. I hope you love space. I hope you have a great day. I think it's I don't know what else is going to happen.
13 minutes and 30 seconds of mission elapsed time. We're going to continue to follow the crew
There
of
we
the
go.
Artemis 2 mission. They are beginning their journey around the moon to verify the systems that will take us to its surface. An incredible ascent.
Instant camera
Artemis
failure.
2 is underway. Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen begin their journey to the moon. Still milestones to come up as we await solar array deploy and the critical burns that will get integrity into high Earth orbit around the Earth before engines are fired to get us around the moon. We'll keep tabs on Integrity and its crew from here in Mission Control Houston. But for now, we're going to send it back to you, Megan and Nicole at the Kennedy Space Center. Very jealous to hear how the launch experience was over on the Space Coast.
Yeah, Gary, if people are just joining us, welcome back to the Space Coast, where we just saw Artemis 2 lift off 14 minutes ago. And wow, what an amazing launch, and an emotional one, too, as soon as the rocket lifted off. Nicole, you had tears in your eyes, I had tears in my eyes, and we had all these people around us cheering. It was amazing.
Yeah, the energy was wonderful. I mean, it was a beautiful launch. You know, we've got 4 friends and family members headed to the moon. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, how does it make you feel as someone who, you know, is an astronaut as well, but also, as you said, friends?
Yeah, so proud of them. You know, man, we don't have the words in the English language to describe this kind of an event, and pride, love, so many emotions. You know, they are truly breaking some barriers, and hopefully, you know, as Gary just said, they've got a long day ahead of them, so wishing them well on everything. But so far, what a beautiful launch to watch.
Yeah, to be returning to the lunar orbit in more than 50 years. Maybe they go farther from Earth than any other humans before them. Maybe they see parts of the moon that we've never seen before. I mean, what a great start to what could be all of these milestones that we break in just a 10-day mission.
Yes, what a way to welcome in the Artemis generation.
I don't
Yeah, how do you feel? I mean,
I think there are so many other things to see, but I don't know what else happens now, and they made it safe into space, and that was the most important thing. So
we continued up into our ascent,
I'll probably be talking about this for the all 10 days that they're in space, and maybe we'll watch them. I'm sure they're going to film them landing, right? Because they're not going to.
We saw that today.
They're not going to land per se, right? Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay. I'll see you later. I'm going to play Pocopia later tonight, probably. Okay.
From space, and I can't imagine what they're looking at now, and I can't wait to see what they're looking at in about 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, and you know,
see you later. Thank you.
I know
Love
a
you.
lot of people are like, you know what, I'm